with Flex, throw some hashtags or fire or something in the chat. So I just know that people are here to make money, because at the end of the day, there's a lot of things we could do with our time, and Ruby's an incredible product and we can love to use that and it will save us time and whatever. But if you want to build a business with Flex, then there are certain things that you have to focus your attention on. And sometimes it's just so easy to get distracted from the things that actually make us money. And so we start to become into management phases, or we start to just lose focus of what really makes us money. And so I like to simplify it and keep it super simple. The first thing is I like to look at the building zones. So I have a very clear structure of what to do during a month. And because we get paid weekly with our binary, but we have all of these other things that come in on the monthly side, it's super important for me just to focus in on the beginning of a month and the end of a month. At the beginning of the month, we have our white zone. That's what we're in right now. It's the 1st through the 10th. And this is the time that everybody who's building a business should be really doing massive exposures. As many people as you can get to see and look at this. This is the focal point for your first 10 days of the month. Now, the next zone is the blue zone, 11th through the 20th. This is when we're going to do massive sponsoring. All the exposures were done. We're now going to go into the closing phases, and we're going to talk about that today, about how to go and close it off as you start to move into blue zone. Then our third zone is the gold zone. That's when we drive as much volume as we possibly can into our business. That's making sure people are active, making sure that people are upgrading, making sure that everybody that hasn't maybe been sponsored, or maybe they're bringing in, their first 2 people, maybe they're out there trying to make sure that they are getting their businesses launched. All of that's going to be drive volume into the gold zone. So in the process of that, I like to talk about the 4 steps that make money. We talked about invite 2 weeks ago. Last week, Chris and I were able to go through the exposure and how you do the invitation and exposure and how you do that when you do it. And today we're going to talk about how to validate and enroll. And in validation, we're talking about how do you validate whatever it is that you're trying to pitch to them. Are you pitching them the product? Are you pitching them the business? I like to look at it differently if I'm building it as a business. Now, if you have been on a presentation with me, you understand that I talk about 2 different ways of building the business. You can build it through a pure affiliate model mindset where it's purely on customer acquisition. You're not trying to build a network. You're just pitching the product to your circle of influence and everybody around you. And every opportunity, you might even be doing ads. Anywhere that you're going to get Ruby into the place where someone would buy it as a customer, that is the customer acquisition model, an affiliate model. Pays 25% on anything that they buy immediately when it's over, and you never have to do anything else. Now, the other way to build this is through the network of customer gatherers. And that's the way I like to build a network, because that's leveraging time, people, and money, right? So I don't have to have all the money to go and do all the ads. I don't have to go out and be responsible for every customer that comes in. I just need to go out and find me 2 people who also want to make money, who also know just a circle of customers, who would also go out and get me 2 people who would have a couple customers, who would get me a couple more people who want to make money, who want to get a couple customers. And pretty soon I have tens of thousands of brand influencers who all have a couple customers. That's my level of building. That doesn't mean it's the only way, and it's not the right way. It's all up to how you choose to build. However, if you're going to build with a network of gatherers, there is a process that's proven for century how to go and build this model. And it's through these 4 simple steps that do everything. It's invite, expose, validate, and enroll. Those are the 4 processes in which you bring a network together. So when we talk about validation, I like to talk about when I'm first introducing somebody and I'm building it as a network. The first thing I have to realize now, and I know that there's going to be a lot of people who may sit here and go, well, I like to focus on the product and I just want to sell the product. And then if those people love the product, then they're going to become distributors naturally because they're just going to share it naturally. That's fine. That's one way to go and build a network. However, if you want to make big, massive movements in your business, then you have to understand that you are in the people business. You're not into the AI business if you're building a network, because really what you're trying to do is bring people, because people talk. RUBI.AI is incredible. It doesn't go and share itself to the world yet. It has to have somebody pushing it to them. And so if I'm really wanting to put a network together, I got to get somebody who's going to move Ruby to the market. And the way to do that is by people. So I'm going to focus on people at the very beginning. That's what I'm looking for. Now, again, this is for me building a network of gatherers, not building it as an affiliate. So what do I mean it's a people business? It means I've got to have the mindset that when I am approaching somebody in the invitation and the expose phase, I'm with number one goal to get them enrolled as a brand influencer. Because I know that if I can get people to be brand influencers, that can get me a couple of customers who can get me a couple of brand influencers, then my business is exponentially growing. And so that's why I've chosen to do it this way, not just do customer acquisition. So if that's really what it is, it's all focused on me finding people. I'm going to have the mindset at the very beginning that when I first talk to my prospect, I'm looking to bring them in as a distributor, as a brand influencer at Flex. Now, during the process of this, I'm going to be finding out, and I'm asking them questions. I'm figuring out what they like. I obviously we lead with the product because the product is what we sell, and then we lead with the idea that you can make money. And it's all up to you reading the person that who your prospect is. You read them. You understand this person didn't have any interest in the business. I'm going to immediately move them into a customer in the pitch. But if you're just pitching the product all day long and you never get to the business, then there's not going to be a whole lot of excitement for them to join your business. They're just going to be a consumer. We love consumers, but what if that person actually was the one that found the one that blew up your entire business, and you could make thousands every month off of that one person that they brought in? So the mindset of building a business starts with people. Now, that's what we're going to talk about with Mike Kentrolis. So Mike Kentrolis has been in this industry a long time, and he's been here doing this very successfully. And in the way that he enrolls people, guys, there are very few people in this company that have enrolled as many people as Mike Kentrolis. And that's why I invited him here to be part of this, to talk about how to do the validation and how to do the enrollment. So with that, Mike, I just want to have a little conversation with you here and just talk a little bit about this whole process of validation, what that means with how you build, and then also enrolling, how you ask for the sale, how you determine to bring them in as a customer or to bring them in as a rep. How do you go about that? Let's kind of walk us through your mindset, and then we'll just kind of chat back and forth.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks a lot, Robert. Appreciate you having me on the call. And Dr. Tom, you did a great job there explaining the modules there and how to build there. So, like you said, I mean, I certainly love to find other people that want to build a business. So, to me, the product is secondary. I think we have a phenomenal product for sure, something that everybody should be using every day. I probably need to be using a lot more myself, but it's phenomenal, and I like to build teams of people. So that's the thing that if you really understand the business end of this, you can start a business for as little as $15 a month and make unlimited amount of income. I mean, so you could make tens of thousands of dollars, and I almost feel like the business is too easy and too simple. That we struggle more. I feel like if it costs $10,000 to get started, maybe people would take it more serious. I sometimes feel our entry point is so low that people don't take it as serious as they should, because if you take it serious, there are people in our parent company making over $100,000 a week in this comp plan, and that's the potential here with Ruby and Flex. And it's only going out there and finding two people that want to build a business and make unlimited amount of income. So that's what I like to do. I like to lead with the business opportunity first, and sharing, how they can just go out and find a couple of people that are looking to make some extra income, because who out there doesn't want to make extra income in today's times, okay? Everybody is struggling at the gas pumps and the grocery stores, and an extra $200 or $300 a month could make a huge difference in a lot of people's lives. And we can do that very simply here by just getting started. And, the sweet spot, like Robert always says, is kind of the $25 level. People can come in, get started for $25, go out there and find two people who do the exact same thing, and then help them do that as well. So you just want to find two serious people and then help them duplicate. So that's how I do the business. And I certainly, go over the product and stuff like that. I'm very fortunate that I was able to bring Heidi into this. And she does all my teaching and training on Ruby for my people. And it's phenomenal. So I use her to do that and help me. And it helps her build her team as well. So that's what I do. I'm not huge on the product, but I'm huge on the business. So
Yeah. And I think it's important to understand just how important that is because when you're focused on the actual business side, and I want you to understand that when he says he's not about the product, he's about the product as in he believes in the product enough to put his name behind the product. But if you're building a business, you have a focal point, and that focal point is on people. And so it's as much as it might seem weird in about the process, and I'll give you an example in a minute. It's just super important to understand that this is a focal point of finding brand influencers. Now, I'm going to give you the example of a time when I first got into this business, and also understanding that I come from a marketing ad agency mindset. So the first time I got into network marketing, people were making all kinds of money, and they were doing these meetings. They were going to have lunch and coffee, and I could see how they were making a lot of money. And from my advertising agency background, it was like, okay, I'm going to go get billboards. I'm going to do radio ads. I'm going to get this out to the masses. I'm going to do it in big, big areas. And I started asking the upline that I was in that was making all this money what he thought of this. And I needed the assets so I could go do it. And his first response is, I'm not going to tell you how to go build your business. I'm just going to tell you that nobody here that's making the kind of money that you're wanting to make is doing that. We're just doing what you saw just now. And I sat there and thought to myself, I don't really care. You're not an advertising guy. I am. I'm going to do it my way. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to go buy you so fast because I can do mass marketing. So I did. I went out and I bought in 7 different cities. I bought billboards and I put up billboards for our product. I put in radio ads that I had that because we were buying it for other clients. I had the ability to have free ads that I could run stuff on. So I wasn't having to pay for the radio ads. I saturated markets with it and I got nothing. There was nothing coming from all of that. 6 months. I gave it 6 months to go and try to build it like that, and nothing was delivering. So I go back to them again. I understand now exactly what their words were. Quit focusing on the product if you're going to build a network. You focus on the network builders because the product, you obviously are familiar with it. You can talk about it. You can explain it. But the business is around people who want to make money. So you have to talk to them about what they want and how they can get it. And the way that you're looking at someone to come in this business is someone who wants to make more money. And that's great. As long as they are confident in the product that they're selling, then the business is about the people. So when you invite with the mindset of bringing them in as a brand influencer first. And it's not until you get to the enrollment part where you're asking for the sale. That's when you start to learn to pivot and you start to look to see where you're going to take them. So if I come in with the mindset of I'm going to sponsor you as a brand influencer and I get you into the point where you see the product, I've exposed it, I'll show you what the business is, I then validate it maybe through going to my upline and having a 3-way call. Maybe I take them to a corporate call where they're hearing it from somebody else. Maybe it's taking them to the social media, whatever it is I can get them to get a little bit of validation of who we are. And then I'm going to ask them for the sale. Are you ready? Let's get you signed up. And a lot of times it's about the way you are confident in the ask. How confident are you when you are asking them to do the enrollment? See, I actually said it wrong just now because I don't usually ask. I usually tell them what to do. Great. Let's get you signed up. This is what you do. You go to myflex.ai / whatever my username is. I'm going to sign them up. That's my first thing. I just tell them, okay, great, let's get you signed up. Here, I'll send you the link. Click on there, go to the pricing page, and select the package that you want. Once you do that, call me. I'm gonna walk you through the next step. That's the way that I do it. And the more confident that you are, then you're gonna get a lot better results. Now, in that process, if they start to give me any pushback, like, you know what, I don't know about the business. I really don't think I had the time. I'm going to pivot immediately into becoming a customer because I know that I have a secondary chance to bring them in as a brand influencer through the loop of a customer first and back end. Now, some people start there. I like to end there so that I can do a loop back after I've already gotten them signed up. So now I've got them in the business or they are a customer, one or the other. And then I can look at my customer and just follow up with them a little bit to figure out a little bit more about it. So, Mike, walk us through a little bit more about what you would like to do on the enrollment.
Yeah, I pretty much follow that same steps that you're doing there, Robert. I'll lead with the business first, and then I of course share the way I got started because I think people, they're going to do what you do. So I tell people, hey, I came in at the top level at the time, which was, I came in at the $500 at the annual package because I knew it was a good tool. It's a 100% tax write-off for my business, whatever business that is. Mine is home-based business, but it's 100% write-off. I mean, this is a tool that you can use in any business that you're in, whether you're an educator or you're a physical trainer. This Ruby is absolutely a 100% tax deduction every single month. You should be able to write this off on your taxes. So, I lead with the business, and like you said, if they give me any kind of pushback, I'll tell them there's a couple different ways to get started. You can get started as a customer to just try out the product. But if you're wanting to make money and you're serious about that, then you need to come in at the top level, $500, do it on the annual package. That way you're locked into this for a year, and then go out and find two other people that do the exact same thing. You want to get two people at the top level that you want to run with. Okay. And if people, they want to limp in at $15 or $25, then they don't get a lot of my time. I'm only looking for serious people that are ready to build the business. If somebody wants to come in and get started for $15, I don't spend a lot of time with them. They're not committed. So you want to look for committed people that are ready to go out and build a business. And so, you love all the customers, and you love people that come in at $15 level. It doesn't matter, but you only want to focus on the people that are serious. Okay. I've always heard in network marketing that it's the race for aces. Okay. So if you look at a deck of cards, there's only 4 aces in a deck of cards, right? You can't change a 2 into an ace. Okay. So you're looking for people that are aces right off the bat. And that's how you can build a big business fast. And especially people that have experience in home-based business and network marketing. This is a tool that they can use for their business. They can have all their people in their downlines use this as a tool to help build their businesses. Whatever it is, it's a health product, if it's travel, this can do blog posts for you. This can do, so much data creation and content creation to get you on the top of the search engines, on the SEO search engines, because you need to have raw organic material. And with Ghost, where it can go back in and rewrite stuff for you, they can get to the top of the search engines and build their whatever their business is, whether it's travel or nutrition, and then they can help their teams do the same thing. If everybody, whatever company they're in, let's say they're in a nutritional company, they get everybody on their team creating organic content and having Ghost rewrite this, they're going to be at the top of the search engines. They're going to be getting product orders all day long. And they can also be getting product orders for Ruby, and having people, share that. So you have 2 different income streams coming in. So that's what I like to
Yeah,
do.
I love that whole model too. so that we can come in and we can actually talk about building multiple businesses. Like Ruby will build whatever business you are, even if it's another network marketing business. We love that. We think that our tool is good for that. But our tool is not just for that. And I think that that's one of the things and I love when people like throw out competition. And I always talk about, I don't have to compete against anybody else. I know that now sites out there, they've been out there for years, different names, gone through whatever, but they're very specific in what they're doing. You're not going to find meal plans there. You're not going to find ways to go make trainers. You're not going to be able to do audio and dubbing and translations and all the things that you want to do outside that. So they're very niche focused. We're a blue ocean in our own place, and we just keep going in our own area. So we don't compete. We have the abilities to do some of the things that they do, but I don't want to be niche oriented. I want to be broad so that we can get to all the other things that are out there. So, Mike, thank you so much. I mean, by the way, if you didn't catch the phrase right there, which was you're looking for aces, that is huge. That's a good nugget that you can take with you everywhere you go. And you can't change a two to an ace. That's true. You can't push a rope. I can say a lot of different ways, but your time is valuable. And when you are looking to build the business, you want to use your time with the people who are moving it down the road. You can't do it for them. It's the biggest mistake most people make when they get in is they bring in their best friend, they bring in a sister, they bring in a sibling, they bring in a mom or dad, and they want it for them more than they want it themselves. And so what happens is that you're trying to do everything for them. Number one, you're now building a team of four. And then when you bring somebody else in and you say, well, no, I'll help you. And pretty soon you're doing it for them. Now you're building a team of six. And now you're going to have to go. And pretty soon you have 42 legs that you're trying to go build. And it's an impossibility. When at the same point in time, if you would have focused your attention on just trying to find the ace. And by the way, they don't all have to be aces, right? I'll take a 10, Jack, Queen, King too. They all will do things. But where I spend my time and how I go and help them is I have to understand that I'm building a long-term business and I can't do it for everyone. They've got to take the steps to do it themselves and take some responsibility for their business. This is the way we go build a network. And so you guys can, again, it's your business, do whatever how you want to. I can just give you my life experiences. I can also tell you that out of all of the companies I've built, they've all been built on the same premise of this, is to invite, expose, validate, enroll, simple process. If you want to really see if your business is moving forward or not moving forward, look where you spend your time and then put that time that you're spending into those four categories. And if you're not seeing that the majority of your time is in
I think we lost Robert there. He said the majority of your time should be spent in recruitment. That's where most of your time should be focused always. Even if you've built a massive business, you need to keep recruiting.
I'm not sure why we lost him there, but yeah, that's very important where you spend your time, the bulk of your time, and that's great stuff, Mike. Great stuff. I always love learning from these guys that have been around for a long time, like Mike and Robert, and have had great success in the industry. I mean, there's just so much you can learn, and it's like Robert said, you don't need to reinvent the wheel. It's a simple formula, and it works. It's proven to work. Looks like Robert has. I bet his phone died. I bet that's what happened. I think he's jumping back on right now. Let's see.
my back.
There you are. Nope.
Okay, I'm there.
Okay.
Oh, God. There. Okay, well, Mike, thanks for covering. I heard you just pick up before it kicks me off the internet. So anyway, guys, I think you got the point. We're just about building people now, bring as many people and expose as many people to it, so that we can again start building this network of everything. Mike, thank you so much.